Another day, another episode, another young man who is doing impressive in Ghana. As usual, this is a conversation where I sit down with smart, intelligent, young Ghanaians who are doing so well for themselves in a place where everybody wants to live. If you are here, it's a sign that you really want to grow, because Talking to the Cook Rice is not for the average young person. It's for the young person who wants to make a difference for their lives and for their future. It's for the people that do not want to just sit and talk and just expect that some angels will come and save them from somewhere or hand over their dreams to them, but are ready to also put in the work. Derek Elomashelewi is my name, and you are welcome to your favorite podcast. As usual, you want to rate, review, subscribe to this content wherever you're consuming it, on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube as well. Please endeavor to subscribe to our YouTube and share with your friend. Don't just enjoy the goodies, share with a friend. Today's guy is not regular. I'm sure a lot of you know him. He's perhaps one of Ghana's best live painters we have. I have seen the first time I saw him was in 2016, do a live painting. Charlie, my mind burst. Charlie, the guy just come, he just do something and he paint somebody, pop. And this guy is doing amazing. And now to tell you that he's painting big people, not small people, big people. And he's doing well. I'll tell you about my guest shortly, right after this break.
Talk no the cook rice.
My guest today is Chukwu The Painter. Chukwu, welcome to Talk No the Cook Rice podcast.
Thank you very much.
I'm so excited. I must be honest, I'm a big fan of your work. From, as I mentioned, 2016, there was a Teen Salad program at the National Theatre, and you came to paint. Yeah. I mean, you are doing so well, sincerely. You've painted the Vice President, the US Ambassador to Ghana, CEO of MTN, CEO of Omnibank, MD of Omnibank, like a lot of big people. Charlie, before we get into how you got so good that now everybody is calling you to come and do a live painting for them, tell us, I mean, your name is Chukwu. Are you Ghanaian or what, Charlie? Where did you grow up? Basically, run us through your background and your upbringing.
So I want to thank all your audience for having me here, and I hope this conversation will be very impactful. And please subscribe, love the content, like it, and tell a friend to tell another friend that this is a good conversation that will be helpful. So my name is Isaac Chukwu Ude. I'm a half Nigerian, half Ghanaian.
Okay, which of the... Yeah.
My mom is a Ghanaian and my dad is a Nigerian.
Okay.
But the sad and unfortunate thing is I've never been to Nigeria before.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Right now, growing up, I feel very embarrassed to even say it,
Wow.
I feel very sad I can't even speak the language.
You are serious?
Yeah.
Which of... Yoruba or Igbo? Which of them? Igbo?
Yeah, I'm a full Igbo boy.
Wow.
But I grew up here in Ghana.
In Tutichi?
Oh yeah, Mitichi.
Okachi.
Yeah.
Udi gobe, udi
fufu. Yeah. My favorite food is kinky.
Wow. Hey, Charlie, kwani Ghana nifa.
No Ghana, don't you?
Hey, Charlie. Wow.
Yeah, I feel benakwe.
Wow.
So I've been in Ghana my entire life, and I had my junior high school in Ghana, senior high school, university, and then.
Sorry, which senior high school, by the way?
I went to junior high school, I went to Alpha Beta.
Okay.
And then senior high school, I went to Wesley Grammar.
Okay.
And then university, I went to Takoradi Technical University.
Wow.
But at that time was Takoradi Poly.
Yeah.
So it hasn't been an easy journey because, I mean, a lot of people think, because I went to Alpha Beta, I'll be DB and things.
Yeah, they can't accept.
No.
You know with DB?
No.
You sure?
Yeah, it'd be
grace. Stop, Seth. Let me, guys, if you know how he's looking.
Yeah, it'd be grace will make me look like this.
Wow.
But then, my mom was one of like the teachers that started the school.
Okay.
In Alpha Beta. So and she really served the principal of the school. So because of my mom's service and diligence to the woman, I mean, she will not be happy I'm saying this, but we went to school for free in Alpha Beta. We didn't pay a dime.
Wow.
And the sad thing for my parents was because I was not academically good.
Okay.
So my dad used to always beat me when we go home because you have been very fortunate. You've gotten into a good school. You're not paying any CD and you are failing. Like, why? And we were 31 in class. And you know, when you're writing exams, they write the last name is like they arrange according to like names.
Yeah, alphabetical order.
Yeah, and my last name is Yu.
You.
Yeah, so I was one of the last.
Yeah,
yeah. And I was, if they arrange us in exam hall, I'm part of the last. If you write the exam finish, me at the chop last.
Oh, Charlie.
Yeah, so it was very disappointing. Honestly, it was very, and it got to a point like it was very sad. You know, so there was one girl in my class, Elsie Amakukisi. I always give her that respect. Like, God bless you for helping me out.
Wow.
You know, Elsie spoke some words to me before we would be our BEC. And then ever since then, that's fueled my life. And then like I'm the person that I am today, all thanks to God. You know, so academically, but I was actually like active in so many activities like sports, cadets. I was a drum major. Alpha Beta, all through to SS, university in church.
Wow.
You know, I used to be in the art club. Like anything aside the class, that's where you find Chukwu, you know. So like that. And then when I was writing my BEC, my first paper, my dad had stroke.
Wow.
So I was told after the paper. And then I think that was where I had my wake-up call to like sit up, you know, like right now the life is life in me. So I need to be up and steady. But at that point it was too late because we are writing the BEC. So I did what I could do. And then I went into high school. But I took high school as an opportunity to like, you know, push hard and my parents were not happy with the course I wanted to do. That was visual art.
Visual art.
Yeah, so my godmother, the principal of Alpha Beta, came into the picture. She spoke to my dad, spoke to my mom, and they were like, oh, they should allow me. So she encouraged me.
Chooks, sorry to cut you. And I hear this a lot. Why is it that visual art students are perceived, you know, to be like, what, you didn't do anything, I'll call you visual, visual arts, you know?
I think those that previously, before we came into the picture, that were doing visual art, I think most of them didn't turn out to be like, you know, portray like the good aspect of like the arts.
Yeah.
In general, you know, maybe the person is an Rastafarian. And you know, there was the bad part of them that was like putting us out there. But they were really like good people, you know, down to earth, emotional, you know, vulnerable. So I think that was why. And like, funny enough, I really do not know why, you know, they didn't like appreciate art as at that time, because art has always been from the beginning, you know, as at when God created the earth, you know. So God is the number one artist. So art has always been there, even before business, even before general art, even before politics, like all of these things, art was there before anything. But it's rather unfortunate that it's now that like people are beginning to like appreciate art, especially in Ghana and Africa. You know, so yeah, but we are everybody is putting in their best to change their narrative. So shout outs to all the artists friends and artists that are across the globe. Like they are all trying to make the conscious efforts within the environment to change the narrative that like, you know what, this is a lucrative environment. Anybody that puts in the hard work and the diligence and the determination, passion will be able to do well.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm already excited because then again, this is a conversation where we sit down with people who are like us, you know. And I like the fact that Chukwu is telling us that in school he wasn't the best of students.
Charlie, now my bone. Hey, Charlie, it was bad. It was bad. Hey, I fought with my friend teacher. Like, it was.
Were you stubborn when you were in school?
Hey, I was also stubborn. I'm a thing. Hey, like it was bad. And my mom was a teacher in the school, so it was like I think now I've grown to see that it was like a very embarrassing thing. Like you had such an opportunity and you didn't really take good advantage of it, you know. But I mean, everything happens for a reason. Who knows? Maybe I may not have been the person that I am today if I hadn't had to go through that phase, you know. So I thank God for everything, and I always apologize to my mom that I didn't really take advantage of that opportunity, you know. And it's all and it was not just me. Like even my two siblings, like I won't say they were not that academically poor, but they were also like stubborn, like hot-headed, you know. Honestly, they didn't even know that we were going to school for free. Like my two siblings, I was the one that knew, you know. But it was just very, very. But Charlie, we give all glory to God.
Wow. Yeah. I think then again, it brings up the conversation of, we always give visual arts guys a bad rap, as you know, because of most times the bad things they do. But I think the obvious is that it's not like somebody's trying to pay them back. I mean, in every high school, we can all testify that if there was a stubborn boy in the school who fought with a teacher, a teacher,
don't worry,
you know, it was probably a visual art student. They were always not in class. They always had their shirt open. It was never.
I had those things, you know, but like I said, I entered into high school and a lot of things changed for me, you know. Yeah, in the beginning, you know, I was a bit stubborn, so I was trying to like fit in and stuff like that. Because when I went to school fresh, I had like TI. So when I went...
TI, for those of you who don't know TI, is a boy being here, Charlie.
You know, so when I went now, they punk me because, now you come fresh, they come show level. So they punk me season. So my hair was like messy. And like I used to like nice things. So I used to have like very fitting shorts, you know. So even by the time when I entered fresh, you know, I began to do alterations.
Charlie, for one.
Like so it was, but as time went on, like I grew out of some things and then I learned some few things, you know. And then I mean I became a protocol prefect, head protocol boys in my senior high school, you know. And I believe I made like a solid difference in that space as a visual art student.
Yeah.
You know, and like everybody was happy, like I was neat, like I was very disciplined, like, and you see, like I said, like because of what I went through and I faced like senior, I was like, you know, this is a new phase. This is an opportunity for me to like relive some things and like do things right. So then I decided to like take up that opportunity, you know, and I took up leadership roles, you know, doing this, helping my classmates and I was very excited because when I was in junior high school, it was me going to like receive help from somebody to assist me academically. But in senior high school, like I was offering help, you know, oh, Charlie, this is how we do it, you know, GK, this is it, you know, graphic design, you know, so I was very grateful to God that I was able to also like assist somebody, especially in the field that I am passionate about, you know, and I think that encouraged me.
Wow.
And then I took upon myself like apprenticeship roles and stuff like that. So after school, I grew this apprenticeship, And then now, you know.
Now you are what you are.
Yeah.
Good one. So then again, you finished TTU. I mean, you are not the only artist. You are not the only live painter in Ghana. How then are you now one of the best? I mean, what changed, you know? Because we are all in a big soup. Yeah. Then from nowhere, you see a flower shooting up, you know?
Firstly, it's by grace, by the grace of God. I'll give all thanks to God. I'm grateful to Him for whatever I've been through and then where He has placed me, you know. But then I would say that as at the time I did that event, 2016, I was now entering into university. Okay. So I entered university 2016. Yeah, so it was my first year in the university. You know, so I've always been doing the painting before I went into the university.
Okay.
But then the thing is, really and truly, I had to put in my best and I left the rest to God. Wow. You know, because like you said, there are so many other people like in the industry, but like, why am I the one or why am I like one of the good people? I just put in my best and I leave the rest to God. And I always pray that God, like, because of how people think like this is very seasonal and stuff like that, please place me in a situation where I'll find myself busy in my industry or in the field in which I find myself. Because sometimes I have that fear and doubts that, hey, when am I getting my next gig? But I always put out my best and then I leave the rest to God. So when I go for an event and I do what I have to do and I'm paid and I leave, God now orchestrates and make sure that like this guy gets another gig the next time. You know, so honestly, I just put in my best, do the best that I can, make sure my client is happy. And then I move on.
Okay. You know, so guys, you know, Chukwu is a very, he's a gentleman and he likes to be moderate. The putting in his best, no cano.
Yeah.
And I want you to break down part. I mean, what goes into you putting in your best? Yeah. What sets you apart?
One, like I said, the grace of God sets me apart.
Okay, grace.
You know, and then secondly, experience. Like, I've been doing this since 2015 into 2016. And then, like, I have done this over time. So because I've been doing it I've done this for more than 5 years and counting. So as I grew, like I have gotten better at the skill. So I've been able to find new ways and means to be able to like sell myself to the client or like portray myself and stuff like that. And then also as at those times, like and And that's what's made me like a gentleman low-key. Okay. Because like people saw like artists to be like rascals and stuff like that. So like I was like, okay, let me gentle, you know, take it cool. You know, I used to have earrings, but not as often as before. But like I used to keep it very cool, you know, nice shirts, you know, wear nice trousers, look clean, you know, go do. Because sometimes even when they see like the apron with the messy paint, I feel like it puts them off because they feel like, this guy is coming to saw the stage or, you know, so I try as much as possible to be appealing to my, like the clients and then I do what I have to do. And then like continuous practice. Like I have like, every time I paint, every time I'm working, every time I'm doing what I have to do. So continuous practice is what has like prepared me for like the journey ahead. Like I've not even reached anywhere. I feel like I'm still at the genesis because the dreams and visions that I have with regards to my skill, I know reach there. Like I feel like I can do more and there's more to me than what I'm giving now.
Wow.
You know, so it's just continuous work. Like just put in the hard work. Like do the best that you can. Like be consistent as possible, you know, like just do what you have to do. You know that you wake up, you pray to God, you do what you have to do. You have a client's job, like procrastination, try and avoid. Like it's not easy. You know, just do what you have to do. Do, and then like leave the rest to God. That's my point. Like just do what you have to do. In every aspect of your, be it journalism, be it a content creator, you know what it takes for you to put content out there. Bro, wake up and go and do it. You know what it takes to be here. Wake up and do what you have to do. You know what it takes to be a journalist. You know what it takes to be, like whatever you want, a musician. Go to the studio, make music. If you know that there's something that makes you like get inspired, go and get that thing. If it's peace of mind, try as much as possible and have that peace of mind. Like, I know it's not easy. The economy self day inside. But like, do your best and leave the rest to God.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like a certain punchy statement you said. So do the do. And leave the rest to God.
Yeah, do the do and leave the rest to God.
And I am so excited about this because we are sort of in a generation where people want to get the reward without putting in the work.
Exactly. Because you see, sometimes because they feel like what I do comes off easy, they feel like, oh, it can be easily done. But no, like I've gone through the treadmill, like I've gone through the process. I have enjoyed the process, you know. So that's how I'm able to do it. There are certain stages or events that I go that I'm always nervous. But like I try as much as possible to put myself together, gather composure, and then proceed to what I have to do. Like it's never easy. But like I said, I try as much as possible to put myself together, do what I have to do, and then I leave the rest to go.
Wow.
You know?
Let me bullet it for you so that you get what Chukwu is saying.
Yeah.
The first thing is that Chukwu is attributing the success to the grace of God.
Yeah.
The second thing is that one of the things he had to do early on is to rebrand his personality. The whole fact that people know artists to be ruffians, you know, misfits. So what he does is that he looks very clean. His outfit, his apron, everything about him is clean. And of course, he mentioned the fact that he takes apprenticeship.
Yeah.
He studies. He's not joking. And he mentioned the fact that he keeps redoing it over and over again. Another thing I heard him mention was the fact that he doesn't procrastinate. Charlie, like as he said, you wake up, you do your quiet time, do what you have to do. There's a popular song, do what champions do, or else you cannot be called to the Hall of Fame. And so I like that mindset that you have. And so, Charlie, I mean, if you are there and you are waiting for somebody to come and save you, and your story is not different from mine. I am young. If I tell you my salary, you go like, I'm not taking a very wild salary. But I'm not going to sit there and wait for and pray for, you know, when I mean pray, I don't mean the literal meaning, but and just hope. Some of us just hope that, it's not.
No, emphasize.
It's not vim.
No.
Success is not vim.
Oh, vim day inside. You need to be like, I will succeed. You need to confess that to yourself. But like, you sitting down there and not doing anything will not qualify you for success. You know, you need to go and do the work that you have to do to be able to be successful. And I mean, like, something like they now say, for me, it's not even smart work. Hard work is what makes you successful. Like, me, I won't say I'm hardworking, but I'm a hard worker.
Wow.
Like I put in my heart in everything I do. Like I'm a serious hard worker. Anything I find myself doing, I try as much as possible to put in my heart in it. If my heart is not in it, like I will not be able to put out like my best. So in as much as I'm a hard worker, I try as much as possible to be a hard worker.
Wow.
Yeah, and I think that's what will put you in the place of success. Charlie, I'm not successful, but like I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm really grateful that I have gotten to where I am, and I believe and I trust God that I'll get to higher heights. You know, I'll be able to earn millions and like be able to be impactful to the generations behind, and that's those that are coming. Wow. So like, just do the work. Do what you have to do. Charlie, it's not easy like that to trust you, me. It's not easy. It's not easy. You know the number of bounces I chop because of like pitching to a client. Oh, I can do this during an event. Hey, then bounce me, sir. But like, you keep moving. There are big jobs that I hope for. Like I get bounced, but like, it's all right. It's part of the journey. Who knows? Maybe there are bigger opportunities ahead of me. So I just keep doing what I can do, and whoever that really wants you will come and use you. Like sometimes don't get worried that like you're not getting jobs and stuff like that. Yeah, it can be very like sad, but like the clients that need you will come for you, and when you put out a good job, they will appreciate you. And like sometimes there are some people that are upcoming. Oh, how do I grow my followers? Like, yeah, the followers is nice. It helps you get to like a bigger audience and like builds your clientele. But like, if you put in the work, if you put in the skill, it will bring you those things. Like, do what you have to do, and every other thing will be added onto it.
Wow.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah.
So now take us through, you've been to the process. Your first big gig. Big, perhaps in terms of who is the client and how did you approach it?
There was one gig that I did in the early stages. And then when I did it, the work was like, they put it up for auction.
Wow.
You know, and the figures that they were mentioning, I was like, hey.
No, so they're auctioning it for you to get the money? Or...
No, it was used for something else.
Wow.
You know, yeah, I don't want to say what it was.
I get it. You didn't get a percentage?
No, I was not given a percentage.
Okay, because they paid you.
Yeah, but even what they paid me, safe, like...
It was scary.
No, it wasn't any, but like the figures that you were mentioning, I was like, hey, so is this what the work I did this was for? You know, because even the starting price, I was like, hey. Like, and that was like around 2016 or 17. You know, so I was very surprised. But like, that was not my mindset. The money was not like my main priority. My priority was like putting out my best, and like the results will come. So, I've grown through the stages of charging 100 CDs, 300 CDs, till the amounts that we charge now, you know. But there was one gig that I got. I can't mention the client's name, but the money was really good. They made me paint the governors of the banks across Africa.
Wow.
Yeah, there were about four countries, you know, and the money was really good. But that gig started off with one Charlie, that gig, yeah.
Tell me about it.
Oh, I can't give details.
No, of course, yeah.
But like,
story, yeah.
I was just there, and there was this particular person they wanted to go in for. But because of like the person's attitude and stuff like that, they called me. So when they called me, I was like, okay, sure. Like, I'm down to doing the job. But I didn't know all of this until towards the end. So I came. And I was not the only artist. Apparently, they've reached out to other artists. But I think because of how, like, they portray themselves, so they gave me the gig. So, like, I got confused, like, the figures, you know. So even at some point, I felt like I even undercharged because of the clientele, like, I upped the price a bit. But can you imagine, when I was done with the gig, the client was like, honestly, you blew our minds, and we'll pay you 2 times the amount you charge. Because they felt like I undercharged. Because they felt like the job you did for us, no, like it's not, and they even paid me in dollars. Like, but I meant to mention Ghana cedis. So
you are serious?
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you. And I just give all glory to God. Like, I appreciate that gig. I really, and God bless them so much. They know themselves. But like, I was mind blown. I was like, hey, Radimir, that was serious. So that was like one of my big gigs. And I think that gig too opened A lot of doors. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like this. Yeah. The last episode we had Franklin John Jr., one of the top commercial and advertising photographers in Ghana. He shot for MTN, Toyota, and all the big brands. And he was telling me about a project that he charged a 6-figure for, and in profits.
Yeah.
And I think I'm very encouraged to know that, sometimes we think our cap is at a certain level until you get guys, if you are paying attention to Chukwu mentioned that he was paid 100 cedis.
Oh yeah, there were times where but you see, as at those times, probably that was my value that I placed on the work. But you see, growing, sometimes when I look at the painting I did, like casting my mind back, and I'm like, the painting I did 2016 when you met me, and I look at now, like how I'm able to like place attention to details with like the performance painting and stuff like that. So I can tell that, I've actually really evolved and grown out of like, I've corrected my mistakes and like I've gotten better. My strokes have gotten better, and that is because of like experience. So that's how come now maybe we charge like an affordable price, But like I've gone through the mill, And you see, one of my secrets, to be honest, hit
me, tell us.
I know they take my tithe to the play.
Okay.
Yeah. My tithing, no. Me fan the agroka. Yeah. We say like I have my struggles. I'm fighting for my own salvation. But like there were certain principles that my dad taught me. I remember somebody used me for an advert when I was in junior high school. So when that job came, they gave me 300 cedis. And my father said that was my first fruit. I was like, what's first fruit? He explained it to me and so we did it. And then I got another gig like that. It was for Lily.
Yeah.
So when he came, we took the percentage there. So like that, so I grew into knowing what tithe does. So I've always implemented that in my business. And honestly, God has honored me with more like opportunities. Because like I said, I used to have the fear of like, what will be my next gig? But because I do that investment, I obey God's like rule of pay that 10% investment. He's able to multiply. So me, my tithes there, I know they take place. Even before like I've charged a client, especially when I'm doing the job and I've charged the client and then he said he'll get back to me, but we'll negotiate. I'm like, okay, sure. Sometimes I'll remove my own money and say, God, like this is let's say if the gig is like maybe 10K, right? I'm like, okay, I pray they don't come back and say, let's I'll go and do the tithe and
pay.
Yeah, ahead of time before the money comes. And the client will come, it's okay, don't worry, let's proceed. Send me the invoice, let's sign it then. I'm like,
wow.
Yeah, and it's just by faith, My tithes, honestly, I know they take play. And I strongly believe that has been, some people may not believe in it. That's fine. I'm not forcing you. But for me, tithing is what has worked for me. That is what, and Charlie, I don't lie to you because sometimes I sit down and I'm like, Charlie, God, when's the next day come? So at the end of the month, Sunday, you do a sorry, then I'll pray God. Like the word says, I'm dropping my tithe for the Lord. Let this be an opportunity, And then I go and drop it on the altar. Thank God for the gig and the opportunities He's giving me within the month. Take absolute control over the month ahead and let's see what happens. And then next 2 days, Tuesday, Charlie Chukwu, there's a gig on this. We want you to your service. Can you send us your pricing? Now I'll send it. So, Charlie, my tithes, me found the
wow.
No.
And I like that. Thank you for telling us. Yeah. Last week, Franklin also mentioned the same thing.
Yeah, tithes, no.
God, he cannot separate God from His success.
No.
And I'm so encouraged to know that.
Yeah.
Guys, if you look at all the episodes from 1,000 to Sebo, everybody seems to talk about God. And I'm not here to preach God to you, but I'm just saying that you may have to reconsider,
Yeah.
Quick one. Now you are doing great with the live painting.
On God.
I want you to tell me about the Baumia one. How did you, when you heard that you're painting the vice first?
So that was the gig I was talking about,
wow.
my big. Yeah. So like, it was those people that gave me the gig. Okay. But it was not like, it wasn't a government.
I get it.
This thing.
Yeah.
So they were just honoring Baumia.
Wow.
So they were the people that would make me paint the governors.
Wow.
And one of the events that they had in Ghana, Baumia was the guest speaker. Okay. So they wanted to honor him.
Wow.
So yeah. So that was it.
That's great. What's the most difficult hurdle you've encountered in this in your paint journey, life painting journey?
Difficulty.
Is there any particular day that the thing didn't go according to plan, or it's like, I mean, oh, you did a painting and they were not impressed?
I think so, but I don't remember because bro, I've painted over 500 people.
Sheesh.
Yeah, wow. I've painted over 500, even more than 500. I'm sure close to 1,000. But I can't really remember. But I'm sure I've had difficulties like on stage, or like maybe it didn't turn out good. But that would probably be at the early stages of like my career as a painter. But I mean, one of my challenges were getting the opportunities, because like trying to sell the idea of, oh, I can do it within a space of time, so give me that slot, like I can make the painting ready. Like a lot of people didn't believe it was possible, you know, so that was one of the challenges that I had with regards to, yeah.
Quick one, how do you approach live painting? Is it that, because I've been at an event and the person is seated there, and suddenly you're blindfolded. And you just...
Yeah, so I mean, what I do is different. Some people call it live painting because like that's the umbrella name.
Yeah.
But mine is performance painting.
Okay.
So I perform painting before a live audience. So what I do is, if let's say I'm supposed to paint you blindfolded, I'm like a musician. Like I'll rehearse back like in my studio. If you've given me 10 minutes, okay. So I rehearse back to back. I have my timer. So sometimes maybe I'll set the timer to like 8 minutes. And then I'll rehearse, making sure that like I can beat the 8 minutes. So that even when I get on the stage, I can still catch up to the 10 minutes that was given to me. So I just practice till I'm able to achieve what I'm supposed to achieve.
Wow.
And then and sometimes too, it be Vim. I take Vim, go and like, God, take absolute control. Like it's not easy. It's just, like I said, it's a skill practice over time. And I barely do it. Even sometimes I'm still scared to do the blindfolded. So far I've done only 2.
Perfect.
Yeah, perfect gig and dance. So, and there was one I did, it was a concert for Light Up.
Okay.
It was an event that DWP Academy used to do about 5 years ago. So I performed with 2 of the dancers to do the blindfolded thing. So that was my first one, and then Perfect Gideon Dancer was the second one. You know, so, and those were like my circle, because empowerment is my church. So I'm like, maybe they'll know. So even when I was done, I thought maybe they were just hyping me. You know, oh, they appreciate their boy. But like when I was leaving, and then my pastor called me, but I was like, wow, like Chukwu, this is good. And like I'm like, oh, thank you. I'm grateful. And the honest truth is, when you go close to the work, rubbish in like, because it was just strokes. Like I said, it'd be practice. So there were certain strokes I was in my mind, I was looking out for to get, to be able to achieve that result. Once I got it, I don't care how it looks in close up. So for us, it looks like the person, I'm good to go. So that was my goal. I did that, and then I delivered. Wow. But it's not easy. I'm not going to lie. It's not easy. You know, it's not an easy task. I still fear, you know. So that's like my biggest on my package, like the costume. Is that one is very so that I'm willing to bear all the consequences that comes with it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I like that. I think one of the things you've also done well is intentionally deciding to grow your social media with it.
Yeah.
I noticed that almost every painting you do, either you have somebody do you go with a team, somebody taking videos from before, after, like, you know?
Yeah, so how do I put it? So I have this friend who used to always go with me for my gigs and stuff like that. So he takes the videos for me. And then sometimes too, I take it myself with like a tripod. Okay. But I have an assistant too, so he takes the videos for me. And then recently, a good friend of mine he's in my church. He was like, oh, Chukwu, like, I really love what you do. So, like, I want to, like, go with you for my gigs and stuff like that.
Wow.
So what now I'm trying to do with him, that started recently, is I pitched to the client that, if you want the process of what I do documented, it comes at a cost. Okay. So if they want that, then that money will go to him. Wow. Because, like, I feel very bad that they follow me with camera. I'm not giving him any money, but, like, I tried as much as possible to pitch him in my
because the process is also expensive.
Yeah. So I pitch him into the package. So, like, we document the whole process and that. So even now, even sometimes when a client wants me to do it in the studio and deliver, I have a package where if you want me to document a video of, like, me painting the whole process, and then, like, even before you present it to the person can watch the video, like a 1-minute video, and then, it was done upside down, and you present it to the person. So at least when I pitch that and the client pays for it, that cut goes to
I get it.
the video.
That's a good one.
So yeah, I'm doing my best. Like, I'm trying to make my brand appealing to my audience so that they can. But I feel like even that too now is even scaring some people away, because some people are like, somebody texted me, I do only paint for corporate institutions. And I'm like, oh no, like, I paint for everybody. Yeah. Like, it's just that maybe some individuals don't like their stuff to be posted online.
Yeah.
But I've done so many private gigs, like, just don't post it on social media. There was one I went to paint. The guy was apologizing to his fiancée. Wow. So I had to write, I'm sorry.
Wow.
It was a nice one. But
people are creative.
I had to use, like, I'm sorry to do the painting of the girl. They had, like, a private dinner room. I was there painting. Such a job. He told me that I shouldn't put it out. And so I was like, no problem. And I respect that, and then we move on. So anybody, student to
paint for.
There's a package for you.
Solid. I think there was also a season I noticed that you were painting some people. I don't know if, like, could you show the...
Yeah. So it's a series I'm working on. Okay. It's called Honoring My Fellow Creatives.
Oh, okay.
So I'm now here to, like, really put it out to let them know. So any creative that you've seen me paint or that is influential, I painted them because I feel like they've done amazing and they have failed, and, like, I've learned a few things from them and I'm applying it in my career.
Wow.
So, like, I want to use my portraits to honor them. Like, Charlie, you are doing great. Like, you are doing great. Like, big ups to you, bro. So that is, like, my form of honoring my fellow creatives.
For free?
Yeah, for free. Like, I'm doing that to honor my fellow creatives. So it's something that I'm hoping to continue doing. Like, because sometimes I don't get the time to, like, sit down and do these things because of, like, clients and stuff like that. And I also do, I won't say a 9 to 5, but I also have a side job.
Okay.
I work for Ada Gallery. I'm head of production. Yeah, so I also do that on the side. And I also work for Koji Sheldon as well.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm one of his video guys.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
So I take videos for Koji Sheldon when we go for events and stuff like that. So, like, sometimes I get packed with a number of things, but I try as much as possible to be able to, like, do my best and then do the rest to God.
Great. Now we're wrapping up on, I'm going to ask you a number of light note questions. Quick ones, just a fast take questions.
Okay. My bone into you.
Oh, boy, Charlie. I mean, you're at the peak in your field, so you got it.
I'm good.
A gig you won't do, especially because of your Christian beliefs?
Maybe nude. Yeah, because I used to do nude sometime, but I stopped because it put me in on uncomfortable situations. Yeah. And then...
Well, the person is...
Yeah.
Yes,
the person was completely naked.
Yeah, serious?
Yeah.
Like we saw in Titanic, I mean.
Yeah, full naked.
Oh, Baba.
There's no tape or...
Hey, Jesus!
No. You have to be very professional. And then if I feel like you don't respect me or, like, my services, I appreciate that you're reaching out to me for a business, but don't make me feel like you're also doing me a favor. Like, don't try and belittle me. Oh, it's just a painting that you're doing. Accord me that respect so that I can do the thing for you.
You can turn down a gig if somebody disrespects you.
Oh yeah, I can turn down a gig.
Chooks, you're a nice boy. And this one is from the production team. They said I should ask you. Very handsome boy.
Yeah.
I'm sure the ladies come to you.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a client come to you?
Plenty.
You wonder...
I know where you're going to.
Is it a job they are coming for?
I know where you're going to. Plenty. plenty. Both young and old, they approach,
Hey!
But I try as much as possible to keep it as professional as possible. I mean, some come, I want you to do a job for me, but that's not the
main goal.
Yeah, no. They want something else. But I try as much as possible to stay loyal to my partner.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
Chooks, I've had an exciting conversation.
Thank you very much.
I think I've been very, very encouraged to...
I'm also encouraged, I'm encouraged to do more because if I've gotten the opportunity to be here to inspire your audience, I feel like I can do better to be able to inspire people at large. So I'm grateful.
I think one thing that I can't wait to do is to hit my chest in the next 5 or 3 years and say, oh, that top Chooks guy. Oh, I interviewed him when he was really growing, and now Charlie, I have his contact. Oh, I can call him for you. Charlie Chooks,
I do for you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you too.
I appreciate the effort. Guys, if you know what it takes to have such a guy here, it's not easy.
Hey, please.
No, I like to honor people. Thank you. Sincerely,
Thank you.
we're a young podcast, we're now growing and still make the effort and the time to come. We're grateful. And for those of you who don't know, we had to reschedule the date. And when I just called her, please, can we reschedule? I said, sure. Charlie, I'm grateful. And I think I'm sure you've been encouraged to put in the work.
Try, don't give up. Don't stop.
Put in the work.
Yeah.
I mean, when you put in the work, you reap. You never know which gig is coming. You never know what will,
Yeah.
Put in the work and you see the results. Yeah. As usual, this is your favorite podcast. You want to subscribe, please. Check out our social media, and I like to say you will not recover because there's a lot of
subscribe.
Charlie, what's the name of the podcast again?
Talk No The Cook Rice.
Talk No The Cook Rice. Yeah. Thank you for coming, guys. We're out.
All right,
Charlie.
Thank you very much.
Oh, you make my eye get.
Oh, Charlie,
you make my eye get.
I'm good.
As you say, I'm encouraged.
Oh, really?
I'm really encouraged.
But say sometimes I know they see my body like.
No.
Whoa.
Talk no the cook right.